Well, good evening, beautiful hearts, and welcome to Love Notes. Throughout June, we've talked about allowing pleasure to arrive. We've talked about receiving it. We've talked about giving ourselves permission. We've even talked about opening the door, right? But tonight, we take that final step in the month of June. Tonight, we're going to talk about choosing joy. Not because everything is perfect and life is going as we want it to, right? Not because life has suddenly become easier, because how many times does that happen? And not because every dream unfolded exactly as planned. Simply because joy deserves a place in our lives. Don't you think? Far too many people, and myself included, I'm not going to lie, we postpone happiness. You wait until you lose some weight. You wait until you find the right partner. You wait until retirement. You wait until you have the bill paid off. You wait until you finish grieving. You wait until you feel like you deserve more, right? But joy rarely arrives all at once. More often, it appears in moments. Maybe a favorite song comes on, you see beautiful sunset, you're enjoying a well-loved book, maybe some fresh flowers, you get a flirtatious glance. I remember those. It's been a while, but I remember how those go. Love them. A glass of wine with a friend, maybe. Slow dance in the kitchen. And tonight, this is all about saying yes to those moments without apology, without explanation, and certainly without guilt. Right? Welcome everyone to Love Notes. Very happy to see you here. Hello, Alec. I'm so glad you're here this evening. All right. Thanks so much for heart me. You've achieved my goal for this evening, and for the roses. I love them very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you everybody who is joining. I love how people show up. They take a look, see what's going on. They go look around more TikTok, and then they eventually come back. But I know TikTok is all about doing the scroll. So I have people that jump in and out all night long because as they're scrolling about, I missed you too, Alex. I'm glad you're here this evening. And let's go ahead and jump into this opening poem for tonight. We have I Will Not Wait for Love to Become Easier. Before I allow myself delight, I will not postpone laughter until every question has been answered. I will not save beautiful things for someday. I will buy the flowers. I'm going to wear that perfume. I will read a letter. I will sing loudly in the car and in the shower. I'll dance barefoot in the kitchen, one of my cats, those poor cats. I will collect small moments like seashells and stones, 'cause I love stones. When someone asks why, I will simply say, because joy belongs here. Makes sense to me. Hope it makes sense to you. And we're already up to our first dedication of the evening. These nights seem to go pretty fast nowadays because we're only here for an hour. I'm here from 9 10 p.m. Eastern time here on TikTok Live, and then I have podcast version that goes out afterwards. When I start to interview romance authors, I probably extend the live for a little bit. In case you didn't know, I'm looking for romance authors. I am. I would love to interview romance authors on this podcast. So if you're a romance author or if you know one, please send me an email. Allie Thies, Alliet as Tom, Heiss at yahoo.com. And let me know because I would love so much to have you on here. Okay? All right. So for the first song of the evening, the first dedication, this is for people rediscovering what lightness feels like. You know, for ones who have spent years upon years being very practical, those other ones who have spent time being experts at surviving, for the ones learning that happiness is not something to feel guilty about. Joy is not irresponsible. Joy is restorative. And joy reminds us why we wanted to heal in the first place. And one of my most happiest songs for this first dedication is Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. On Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. That's one of my very happy songs. Brings joy in for sure. I mean, how can you not like that song? One of my sisters, who was also Gen X, can't stand that song. And I'm like, I don't understand you. I just don't understand. But what I do understand is tonight's desire drop. What would you do this week if you stopped worrying about whether other people approved? What would you? Would you travel? Would you flirt with somebody? Would you wear something bold or crazy or, something out of this world? Would you begin writing or showing other people you're writing? Would you start reading romance novels again? Would you take yourself out to dinner? Hmm? Maybe sit at a bar. Maybe joy isn't waiting for permission. I don't think it is anymore. Maybe it's waiting for your participation. I know. What a concept, right? Us Gen Xers, we are go, 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 go. We push through things, don't we? Right? We push through things where we're like, we can power through, we can do whatever it is, we can get our list done, doon, doon, doon. And then when it comes to time for fun, for joy, nowadays, a lot of us are exhausted and we can't have that joy and fun we used to, like the bonfires with bringing my little pack of Michelob Light to them. Oh, that was fun way back when. But you know, when we're teens and in our 20s, we don't put off joy at all. We go out, we have a good time, period. And everything else, well, they get taken care of too. But as we get older, it seems like we get everything done we're supposed to do. And then if we have the energy, we'll go have fun and have some joy. It's completely backwards. It's pretty effed up. I'm trying to incorporate more fun and joy in my life. I'm finding it's not that easy. However, because I'm just not used to it. However, we're doing dedication number 2, and the second song is another one of my happy songs, which is why I'm playing it. This for the moment we remember years later. Not because they're extraordinary. I mean, there's nothing really extraordinary about taking a pack of Michelob Light to a bonfire party, but I still remember it. I remember being fully present because we weren't using these stupid things, right? There's no evidence of what we used to do, right? But there was plenty of laughter, lots of dancing. God knows there are stories last for days, and music. We had a blast with the music. Joy often leaves behind the most beautiful memories, not because it changed our lives, but because it reminds us that we are alive. And for my second happy song of the evening, even though this is June, I'm going to play September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Mm-mm-mm. Songs. September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm getting a little clawed at by my cat down here, Sweet Pea. Hey, Sweet Pea. You gonna show your face on TikTok? Yeah, you don't think so? I have 10 cats. She's the oldest. I think she's average about 18. I don't know her age. We've always guessed. The way her fur looks, we're guessing 18, 19 years old. Yes, 10 cats, one dog. Hmm. It is never ending fiesta of animal fur here at Allie's house. Yes, indeed you do. Okay, let's keep moving forward. We're going to go into the romance book recommendation of the week. And this week, we're going to talk about Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. Okay, this novel is like stepping into a nice warm summer evening. It's full of family, second chances, unexpected love, and the quiet magic of choosing happiness even after disappointment. At its heart is a simple truth. Life becomes richer when we stop trying to earn joy, simply begin to experience it. Oh, yes. And the film recommendation of this evening, if you have not seen Mamma Mia, I think there's 3 Mamma Mias now. There's at least 2 Mamma Mias. But if you haven't seen the first one, ah, it's a happy film. It's a joyful film. I mean, come on. You got ABBA songs. Of course, it's a joyful film. It's messy, it's romantic, it's colorful. People sing when they're happy, people sing when they're heartbroken. They sing because they're alive. And that's the beauty of the Mamma Mia story. Nobody waits in that movie for life to become perfect because really, there is no such thing. They celebrate life anyways. Perhaps that's the lesson. Joy does not require ideal circumstances. Joy requires willingness. Yes, yes, indeedy do. Okay, believe it or not, I know this is hard to believe, but we are just trucking along here on Friday evening here at Love Notes. We are already at dedication number 3. I know, how did we get here so fast? I've been on the air very long, and this is almost over. Well, this trucks right along since I took out the soulful connection part with the meditation and seemed to get done a lot sooner than I ever did in the past, for sure. But we're on to dedication number 3 and another of my happy songs. Okay. This dedication is for the version of you that no longer wants to postpone living. This version is learning to say yes. Yes to experiences. Yes to pleasure. Yes to beauty. Yes to delight. Yes to receiving. Yes to feeling deeply. Yes to making memories. Joy is not selfish. Joy is an act of trust. Trust that there will always be more reasons to smile. And for that, let's listen to Good Times by Chic. Woo-hoo. One of my favorite 70s songs. Good Times by Chic. Love that song. Remember going skating to it back in the 70s, way back when. But yes, it's one of my happy songs. Because come on, you can't help it. It's like walking on sunshine. You just kind of move with the groove. Don't you? Well, this brings us up to the next section of the evening. And this is all about between the pages. Okay. This is where I open a book about love notes and discover what love is trying to say. Okay. Tonight's selection is from Love Letters of Great Men. It was inspired by the big screen and edited by Ursula Doyle. All right. Now, this evening's letter was written by Lord Byron. I know. Few people embodied passion, intensity, and romantic longing as completely as Byron. His words remind us that love always invites people to feel deeply, to risk vulnerability, to appreciate beauty, and to live fully. All right. Now, this one from Byron. This is this was an entanglement he had with Lady Caroline Lamb. She was married. This was July of 1813, and this letter was written rumored after the two of them got into a quarrel at a party. Okay, she tried to stab herself first with a knife and then with broken glass. Jeez, how dramatic. Eventually, she withdrew to Ireland, and the letter that I'm about to read followed her there. All right? It's kind of long, so bear with me. To Lady Caroline Lamb. My dearest Caroline, if the tears which you saw, and I know I am not adept to shed, if the agitation in which I parted from you, agitation which you must have received through the whole of this nervous affair, did not commence till the moment of leaving you approached, if all I have said and done am still but too ready to say and do, have not sufficiently proved what my feelings are, and must ever be, towards you, my love, I have no proof to offer. God knows I never knew to this moment the madness of my dearest, and most beloved friend. I cannot express myself. This is no time for words, but I shall have a pride, a melancholy pleasure in suffering what you yourself can scarcely conceive, for you do not know me. I am about to go out with a heavy heart, for my appearance this evening will stop any absurd story to which the events of the day might give a rise. Do you think now I am cold and stern and wilful? Will ever others think so? Will your mother ever? The mother to whom we must indeed sacrifice much more on my part than she shall ever know or can imagine. Promise not to love you? Ah, Caroline, It is past promising, but I shall attribute all concessions to the proper motive and never cease to feel all that you have already witnessed and more than ever can be known but to my own heart, perhaps to yours. May God forgive, protect, and bless you ever and ever, more than ever. Your most attached, Byron. And then he goes and he puts a big old PS underneath. These haunts have driven you to this, my dearest Caroline, and were it not for your mother and the kindness of your connections, is there anything in heaven or earth that would have made me so happy as to have made you mine long ago? And not less now than then, but more than ever at this time. God knows I wish you happy. And when I quit you, or rather you, from a sense of duty to your husband and mother, quit me, you shall acknowledge the truth of what I again promise and vow, that no other, in word or deed, shall ever hold the place in my affections which is and shall be sacred to you till I am nothing. You know I would, with pleasure, give up all here or beyond the grave for you. And in refraining from this, must my motives be misunderstood? I care not who knows this, what use is made of it. It is to you and to you only, yourself. I was and am yours freely, entirely, to obey, to honor, love, and fly with you, when, where, and how yourself might and may determine. Goodness gracious alive! Is there a lot of drama in this love note? My goodness. I mean, seriously. Um, it was quite evident that Lady Caroline gave him much joy, right? Gave Byron much joy indeed. So, for you, gotta ask, what brings you joy that you no longer want to explain or defend? Hmm? What is it for you? For me, it's doing podcasts. I love doing podcasts. I have three of them. I have this one, which I do live and record, so love notes. Then I have Menospark, which is about women in menopause. And then I have the Mystical Minds podcast, which is all about physical topics, metaphysical and mystical. Yes. And people are telling me all the time, why you have three podcasts? Get rid of two and just do one. No, I don't want to. I like doing this. In fact, if I could do podcasts all the time, not necessarily video, but just audio, just have me yapping, instead of doing blog posts and social media and all the other stuff that one must do to grab your attention, I would gladly do just audio all the time. All right. Now that all said, it is time for another one of my happy songs. Dedication number 4 and the final one of the evening. This final dedication is for the person who finally understands that joy does not need permission. Joy does not need approval. Joy does not need justification. It simply asks to be welcomed. And for this last song of the evening, I am going to play Don't Bring Me Down by ELO. Bring Me Down by ELO. For those of you who don't know, ELO means Electric Light Orchestra. Yes, indeed, you do. Now, before we close this evening, I want to remind you I am currently looking for romance offers to interview live here on TikTok for upcoming Love Notes episodes. So, if you write romance of any kind, or you know of anyone who writes romance of any kind, I would love to have you on the show and interview you. It would be wonderful because not only would you have, interview here you on TikTok, you'd also go out to my podcast version, right? And you also go on YouTube. So I would love, love, love to bring you on and have people learn about you and the book you write. All right. If you want to, if being on would be something you love to do, send me an email to Allies, Allie, T as in Tom, Heiss, like Sam, at yahoo.com. And I will love to have you on. Most indeedy do. All right? I just can't wait to introduce our Love Notes community to new authors and new stories. So come on. I know you're out there. I do. Come on down. Let me interview you. Now, tonight, pleasure taught us how to receive, right? Permission taught us how to trust ourselves. Joy teaches us to live. Tonight, tomorrow, depending on what time it is where you're at, buy some flowers. Play that song. Dance in the kitchen. Read that love letter. Take the scenic route. Say yes to dessert. Stay up a little later. Life is happening right now, and joy belongs here. All right, everybody? You know what I'm talking about, so don't pretend that you don't. I'd like to thank you for spending some of your Friday night with me here on Love Notes. Tune in to Love Notes Unscripted for more intimate reflections. Don't forget to explore more connection tools at the Passion Zone on Etsy. All right? Good night, beautiful hearts. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a good weekend, and we will talk to you next Friday. Bye bye.